We've all heard that wolves mate for life, but what does that really mean? And what happens when love, loyalty, and survival collide in the wild? Picture a pair of wolves moving through a snowy forest. They move as one, hunting together, resting side by side, raising their young year after year. It's a powerful image of loyalty. But behind that romantic idea is a world of fierce competition, heartbreaking loss, and surprising flexibility. Because the truth about wolf relationships is far more complex and fascinating than the fairy tale suggests, let's start with the basics. Yes, in most wolf packs, there is one breeding pair, the alpha male and alpha female, and they often stay together for life. But for life in the wild can be brutally short. Wolves face constant threats, rival packs, harsh winters, disease, and human conflict. So staying together isn't just about romance, it's a survival strategy, think about it. A bonded pair knows each other's strengths and weaknesses. They've learned to hunt as a team. They've defended their territory side by side. That kind of Chinese letter doesn't happen overnight. It takes seasons of trust. And when you're raising pups in a dangerous world, that trust can mean the difference between life and death. But here's where it gets interesting. Not every wolf finds its lifelong partner right away. Young wolves often leave their birth pack between 1 and 3 years old. They travel alone or in small groups, searching for a mate and unclaimed territory. This period, called dispersal, is incredibly risky. Many don't survive. Those who do may spend months or even years testing potential partners before forming a lasting bond. Once a pair does form, their connection is reinforced through constant communication. They howl together to reunite or warn off rivals. They groom each other. They share food. And when the female gives birth, the male becomes a devoted father, guarding the den, bringing back meat, and even playing with the pups to teach them social skills. But what happens if one of them dies? This is where the for-life myth gets tested. In some cases, the surviving wolf will never take another mate. They might lead the pack alone for years or simply fade away themselves. But in other cases, especially if the pack is young and strong, a new alpha may rise. Sometimes a younger wolf from within the pack steps up. Other times, an outsider joins and forms a new pair bond. It's not betrayal, it's adaptation. A pack without a breeding pair can't survive long-term. So while the bond between the original pair was real, life in the wild demands resilience. The pack must go on, and then there's the question of fidelity. Are wolf pairs always faithful to each other? Most of the time, yes. But biologists have observed rare cases of extra-pair copulation, usually when a subordinate wolf in the pack mates with an outsider. These events are risky. They can lead to conflict, expulsion, or even the breakup of the pack. But they also introduce new genetics, which can strengthen the group over time. So, why do we cling to the idea of wolves mating for life? Maybe because it reflects something we value deeply: loyalty, partnership, the promise of standing by someone through thick and thin. And in many ways, wolves embody that. They show us that cooperation and commitment aren't just human ideals, they're tools for survival in the natural world. But wolves also teach us about resilience. About how even the deepest bonds can be broken by circumstance, and how life finds a way to continue. Their relationships aren't perfect. They're real, filled with struggle, sacrifice, and sometimes second chances. In the end, the story of wolf love is not a simple one. It's a story of strategy, of emotion, of loss and renewal. It's a reminder that the wild is not always kind, but it is always honest. And sometimes, in that honesty, we find the most enduring connections of all. What other animal myths do you want us to explore? Drop your ideas in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into wolf behavior, subscribe to Animal Fact Vault for more untold stories from the wild.